Hi there, welcome to New Journeys Counselling, and in this video I'm going to be exploring 3 causes of depression. So as a counsellor I work with many individuals who struggle with depression, and from my experience of working with this client group, depression can have a really significant impact on people's lives, not just on the individual but also on their families and friends. So what I wanted to look at is just 3 causes of depression. Now there's many causes of depression, but obviously in this video I'm just focusing on a few that I've come across in the line of work that I've been doing. So the number 1 cause of depression is bereavement. So if you're in a relationship with someone and that your spouse passes away, or if a child passes away, in those cases, the impact that it has upon you as a person can be really traumatic, not only because you're losing someone close to you. Bereavement alone is enough of an impact. But if that person is, or you're always around that person, you spend a lot of time with them, for many people, just waking up each day and that person not being there, they can start to lose themselves. Then they can start to feel and question what they're going to do now. Is their life ever going to be the same again? They can also question themselves, do I feel, who am I without this person in my life? So the reason it can lead to depression is because without intervention and support from people around them, without time, without going through the grieving process, a person can literally just feel completely lost and bereft and never ever recover from that death of the person. So therefore it can lead to depression quite quickly actually. So what I would say in that case is that without some sort of intervention, whether that's counselling or support from friends, it quite easily lead to depression, and I would say it's one of the main causes that can create depression. Another cause that I've found, and this is something that has been happening over the most recent years, and that is loneliness. Now, there's been a lot of studies and research on how loneliness can lead to depression. And this is particularly for people who either live alone and they may work from home as well. They may not have a lot of social activities. They may not have family and friends living close. So if you're spending all of your time alone, then all you're left with is a lot of your thoughts and too much thinking time, especially if your thoughts are quite negative. It can just lead you down a path of self-pity, feeling sorry for yourself, feeling that no one cares about you, feeling quite lonely, and then that can also move on to depression really. There's a different type of group really of people, and that is probably single working professionals who may be in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, so they might be experiencing this life where they're going out, they're enjoying their life, partying or buying clothes, doing whatever. But then there's also a number of people who are not doing that, or who are doing those activities but still feel lonely because they still come back home to their own place, and they don't really feel they've got no one there to share things with, and just nothing really to do. So a combination of boredom and loneliness, especially if you're not doing as many activities and you're not interacting with people, can lead to depression for some people. Because in society we are social people, we like to interact with others, whether that's with our local postman, our shopkeeper, just your neighbours. I think majority of people like to interact with others. So if you don't spend a lot of time interacting with other people, you spend the majority of time by yourself and you also feel lonely, then this can lead to depression. So the third cause that I'm going to talk about, as I said, there's many causes of depression, but I'm only looking at 3 today. And the third thing that can lead to depression, and I've worked with a number of individuals within this category, is if you've experienced a severe traumatic event. So that could either be that you're a victim of crime, so you may have sustained a mugging or something more serious as well. But also accidents. Accidents is a key one. I've worked with many people over the years who have been in a car accident or a traumatic accident, and they've never recovered from it. And the reason for this is because although the accident has now moved on, it's happened, the individual is still thinking about the psychological effects of, they've still got some of the feelings from when that accident occurred. So it's classed as post-traumatic stress disorder in some cases, where people are still reliving the memories of something that's occurred because the trauma is still with them. They may experience flashbacks and other aspects of what's happened, but in this case it can lead to depression because the individual might never be able to go back to that moment and reclaim who they are. They may be thinking, well, before the accident I was like this, I was outgoing, I was confident, I was bubbly, but now because I got mugged or because I was in this car accident, I don't drive anymore, I don't want to go out by myself anymore. So they feel that it's changed them because of it's changed their behaviour, but then they also feel that it's changed them as people. So if you can imagine that why that would cause depression, it's because to that person they're no longer themselves, they don't feel they can be, and that can then lead to lots of negative thoughts about who they are now. So in all of those cases, and in any cases really where someone is struggling with depression, counselling is a good way for you to talk to someone, to sit down and explore your feelings. A counsellor doesn't just sit and talk to you either. In the cases where I've worked with my clients, I'll provide them with certain exercises, I'll provide them with tasks, and there's been quite a lot of improvement in the type of work that I've done with clients with depression, where you're not giving them things to do that they can't handle or that are outside of their ability, but you're just slowly rebuilding who they are and trying to help them to, become less depressed and replace the negative thoughts with positive ones. So, as I said, this was just a quick video and I hope you found it useful. Please continue to watch my videos on my YouTube channel, but you can also find more information about New Journeys Counselling by going to my Facebook page, NU Journeys Counselling, or you can also find me on Twitter as NJ Counselling. Thank you for watching. Bye.